Hi friends, it's Mrs. Mapes here, and today we are going to be reading the book Tick Tock Dog. It's going to help us learn how to the face of a clock and the different times on a clock. So here we go. The sun comes up. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Rooster cries, cock-a-doodle-doo. 7 a.m. Let's see if we can make 7 a.m. on our clock over here. So, an hour is the small hand, which on this clock is our blue hand. Our minute hand is the big hand, which is the red hand. So, if we're going to make 7 o'clock, we're going to find the number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to move that hour hand to the 7. And then the minute hand up at the 12, that is the o'clock spot, okay? So we're at 7 o'clock. Okay. At 8 o'clock, Dog decides to get up and have his breakfast. All right, so Dog gets up at 8 o'clock. We're going to move the hour hand, the small hand, to the 8, and our minute hand, the big hand, is going to stay facing 12, which is the o'clock. So we have 8 o'clock. And this is what it looks like in digital time. 8:00 a.m. says 8 a.m. 8 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, Dog goes outside to play in the mud with his friends, the pigs. At 10 a.m., let's see if we can make that on our clock here. Our hand, remember, is a small hand. We're going to move it to the 10. And we're going to keep the minute hand up at the 12, which says 10 o'clock. All right. Dog thinks it's time to go for a swim with the ducks. Splash. He's going to go swimming at 11 a.m. So to move this to 11, we're going to move the hour hand, the small hand, to the 11. And we're going to keep that long minute hand to the 12. So this says 11 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. Dog runs to find Vicky, who is having a picnic. Dog plays ball, chases cat, and eats sandwiches. At 12, or another way of saying 12 o'clock is we say at noon time, right? Noon. I know you guys have heard that before. Let's see if we can make this clock show 12 o'clock. So we're going to take the little hand, the hour hand, and we're going to point it up to the 12. And the minute hand is going to stay pointing up at the 12 as well. So now we have 12 o'clock. Both hands are pointing up at the 12. At 3 o'clock, it's time to visit Dog's best friend, Horse. At 3 o'clock, 3 p.m., because it's been afternoon. Now we're in the afternoon time. We're in the p.m. time. Let's make it 3. So 1, 2, 3. So the little hour hand is going to point to the 3. Our minute hand is going to stay pointing up at that 12. So it says 3 o'clock. Dog and Horse play together all afternoon. It's 5 o'clock. Time to go home for dinner, says Horse. 5:00 p.m. because it's afternoon, it's in the evening time, 5 p.m., he's going to play with Horse, and then he's going to go home and have dinner. So let's make this clock say 5 o'clock. So we're going to find the number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to move the small hour hand to the 5, and we're going to leave our minute hand up at the 12. This clock says 5 o'clock. Dog hears Vicky calling him. Goody, 6 o'clock is supper time. He eats dinner at 6 o'clock. Let's see. We're going to move the little hand to the 6 and keep the minute hand up at the 12. And this says 6 o'clock. They're directly straight up and down. Little hand to the 6 and big hand to the 12 says 6 o'clock. And this is what it says in digital, 6:00 p.m., 6 p.m. in the evening. This is fun. Lots of bubbles and puddles at bath time. So he takes a bath at 7 p.m. 7:00 p.m. Let's see if we can make that on our clock. The hour hand is going to go to the 7, and the minute hand is going to be facing up at the 12. This says 7 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, it's dog's bedtime. Good night. At 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Who else goes to bed at 8 p.m.? We're going to make the little hour hand show the 8, and the minute hand is going to stay facing up at the 12 at the o'clock spot. So this says 8 o'clock. All right, friends, this was just an introduction to the hours. Next time, we will work on some minutes. What I'd like you guys to do throughout the day is pay attention. Try to see how many clocks you have in your house. If you could go around and count how many clocks you have, whether you have digital clocks or analog clocks, maybe even count how many of each different type of clock you have, and then maybe if you could write down certain times that you have that you do certain things at. So like dog, he wakes up at a certain time, he eats lunch at a certain time, he takes a bath at a certain time, he goes to bed at a certain time. See if you guys can jot down at home different times of the day, different things that you do. All right. Have a great day, guys.